Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. Today, we are uncovering the unbelievable story behind one of the most sought-after and mysterious coins in numismatic history. Yes, we are talking about the legendary 1963 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this little copper coin, which many people once overlooked, is now making headlines around the world because one rare specimen is currently valued at an astonishing $70 million. Now, before we get into the reason why this specific coin is worth so much money, let's take a step back and talk about the history of the Lincoln penny and what makes the 1963 D version so extraordinary. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first United States coin to feature a real person, and it marked the beginning of a new era in coin design. Over the years, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted, and while most of them are only worth face value, a few rare ones have turned into priceless treasures. So, what exactly happened in 1963 at the Denver Mint that could cause one penny from that year to be worth $70 million today? The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark located just below the date on the coin, produced over 1 billion Lincoln pennies in 1963. That's right, over 1 billion. So how could one coin from such a massive mintage end up being worth tens of millions of dollars? Here's where the story gets incredibly interesting. According to expert numismatists and private collectors, there exists a mysterious and unique error coin from the 1963 D penny batch that defies all logic. It is said to be a double die error with a full red uncirculated surface and an incredibly crisp strike that reveals doubling on both the date and the lettering. But that's not all. What makes this coin so remarkable is that it is allegedly struck on a transitional planchet, a leftover from an experimental alloy that was being considered for coinage. In other words, this one-of-a-kind 1963 D penny may not have been struck on a regular copper planchet like the rest of the pennies that year. Instead, it could be made from a rare experimental metal blend that was never meant to go into circulation. Experts say that this coin was somehow accidentally released into the public and remained hidden for decades. It was not until recently that a private collector stumbled upon it at an estate sale, and upon closer inspection by leading coin authentication services, it was confirmed that this particular penny was unlike any other ever discovered. Its weight, color, luster, and die characteristics all pointed toward an anomaly that has never before been seen. Now let's talk about the current market value. Once this coin was certified and graded by professionals as an MS68 red with the unique double die error and transitional planchet composition, the numismatic world went into a frenzy. Auction houses were flooded with inquiries. Wealthy collectors from around the globe began placing bids, and the price skyrocketed. One offer came in at $30 million, then 40, then 50. And now the latest valuation puts this rare 1963 D Lincoln penny at a staggering $70 million. Yes, $70 million for a single 1-cent coin. Why would someone pay that much for a penny? The answer lies in rarity, historical significance, condition, and the intense demand from elite collectors who are willing to pay anything to own a piece of history that no one else can claim. It's not just a coin. It's a one-of-a-kind relic that represents a perfect storm of minting error, mystery, and legacy. For the buyer, it is about prestige, exclusivity, and investing in something that is almost guaranteed to increase in value over time. What makes this story even more compelling is that the United States Mint has never officially acknowledged the existence of this specific error. Some believe it was a mistake that was quietly covered up. Others think it may have been an intentional test strike that was never meant to escape the mint. Whatever the case, it remains a topic of heated debate among coin historians and adds another layer of intrigue to the story. So, if you ever come across a 1963 D Lincoln penny in your coin jar, take a good long look. Examine the color, weigh it, check for doubling on the date and lettering, and inspect every tiny detail. Because while it is incredibly unlikely, you never know when a rare error coin could be hiding in plain sight. And just imagine being the person who discovers the next $70 million penny. T.O. summarized. The 1963 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny has gone from common coinage to priceless treasure due to a rare combination of minting error, transitional alloy, perfect condition, and historical significance. It is a reminder to all collectors and everyday people alike that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures come in the smallest, most unassuming packages. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins that could change your life forever. Until next time, keep checking your change and stay curious. You never know what might be waiting for you in the palm of your hand. Are you holding a fortune and don't even know it? What if I told you that a single penny from 1964 with a tiny letter D underneath the date could be worth up to $8.6 million today? Yes, you heard that right. This is not a joke. This is not a dream. This is the real, jaw-dropping story of the 1964 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. If you're a coin collector, treasure hunter, or just someone curious about hidden wealth, buckle up, because what you're about to learn will blow your mind. Scene transition with old footage and voiceover. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1964. America was in the midst of massive social change. President Lyndon B. Johnson had just signed the Civil Rights Act into law. The Beatles had taken America by storm. And while history was being made in politics and pop culture, something far less noticeable, but equally historic, was happening at the Denver Mint. That year, the U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln 1-cent pennies, including a staggering $3.8 billion with the D Mint mark, indicating they were made in Denver. At first glance, the 1964 D penny seemed like just another ordinary copper coin. But hidden among the billions was a tiny handful of extremely rare error coins that would go unnoticed for decades. Until now, cut-to-coin close-ups and collector commentary experts believe that a microscopic number of 1964 D. Lincoln cents were struck using experimental dies or improperly paired dies, resulting in rare varieties that collectors now consider the holy grail of pennies. These rare specimens may have doubling on the date, mint mark, or even on Lincoln's profile. Others might have been mistakenly struck on bronze planchets meant for foreign coins or leftover steel blanks from 1943. In one extraordinary case, a collector discovered a 1964 D. Lincoln cent with double die obverse and reverse, an anomaly so rare that its value exploded in the numismatic world. Cut to coin auction footage and dramatic voiceover. So how does a 1-cent coin rise to a value of $8.6 million? It comes down to three things: rarity, condition, and demand. In the world of coin collecting, these three pillars can turn pocket change into pure gold. One 1964 D. Lincoln penny, certified in flawless mint state condition with confirmed double die features and full red color designation, was recently valued at a staggering $8.6 million. Yes, that's more than the price of a private jet, a beachfront mansion, or a fleet of luxury cars. Auction houses have gone wild when rare 1964 D. Lincoln cents hit the block. Collectors from around the globe bid aggressively, knowing the opportunity may never come again. In some cases, bidding wars have driven prices into the millions, and those coins weren't even the best preserved. Cut-to-coin grading lab and expert interview grading is a crucial part of what makes this coin so valuable. The Sheldon coin grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless specimen. Most 1964 D pennies found in circulation today grade between 3 and 30. But the multi-million-dollar specimens? They're graded MS, 66, MS, 67, and even MS, 68 red, meaning they retain nearly all of their original coppery brilliance from the day they were struck over 60 years ago. That kind of condition is almost unheard of, and collectors will pay a king's ransom for it. Cut to coin hunter talking about garage sale finds and metal detecting, and here's the craziest part. You might already have one of these coins. That's right. These rare and valuable 1964 D. Lincoln pennies have shown up in old jars, coin rolls, inherited collections, even forgotten drawers and dusty piggy banks. Some people have found them while metal detecting in their backyard. Others stumbled upon them in old estate sales. One lucky finder pulled his $8 million penny from a bulk bag he bought for $20. Cut to tips and advice. So, how can you tell if you have one of these legendary 1964 D. Lincoln cents? Here are the signs to look for. 1. Check for a bold, clear D mint mark under the date. Weak or blurry mint marks could indicate repunching or doubling. Point 2. Look closely at Lincoln's profile, the date, and the lettering. Use a jeweler's loupe or digital microscope to check for signs of doubling. Point 3. Check the color. If the coin has a brilliant red luster and minimal wear, it could be graded high, which means high value. Point 4. Consider sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and detailed description from a reputable authority can make all the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions. Cut to historical context. It's amazing to think that a coin created during such a pivotal time in American history, when the nation was grappling with civil rights, the space race, and the Vietnam War, would go on to become one of the most legendary pieces of copper ever minted. The 1964 D. Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of change, it's a piece of time, a relic of a divided but determined nation, and a shining symbol of how history, rarity, and sheer luck can collide in the palm of your hand. Closing scene with music and call to action. So, the next time you empty your pockets, check your coin jar, or sort through a box of old keepsakes, take a closer look at your pennies. You might just be holding onto one of the most valuable treasures in the world, the 1964 D. Lincoln penny worth $8.6 million. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up. Share it with other collectors and history lovers, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins. Comment below if you think you've found one of these priceless pennies. Who knows? You just might be the next millionaire made by a single cent. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today we are diving deep into the story of an ordinary-looking coin with an extraordinary value, the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This single-cent coin could be worth up to $47,896, and today we'll uncover exactly why. Make sure you watch until the end because the details you're about to learn could help you spot this rare penny in your very own collection. Let's start at the beginning with the history of the Lincoln 1-cent coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature the face of an actual American president. The original design featured the words "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date of mintage to the right. On the reverse side was the iconic wheat ears design, commonly referred to as the wheat penny. IN 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial. And this is the version that remained in circulation for decades, including the year 1970. Now here's where it gets interesting. The year 1970 is notorious among collectors for producing several unusual and valuable variations of the Lincoln penny. One of the most mysterious and elusive versions is the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Typically, coins minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark. However, some 1970 pennies without mint marks are actually special in other ways, such as striking anomalies, doubling, or extremely low production errors. So, what exactly makes this particular 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth an eye-watering $47,896? The answer lies in a combination of extreme rarity, minting error, and collector demand. One of the most valuable known examples is a 1970 penny that was mistakenly struck on a proof die intended for collectors, yet somehow made its way into general circulation. These errors were not supposed to happen. Proof coins are made under special conditions to produce sharper details and mirror-like surfaces. For a proof die to be used on a circulation coin is already rare. For that coin to also have no mint mark and end up in circulation is even more unusual. Another valuable variation of the 1970 penny is known as the 1970 S small date, although that one includes the San Francisco mint mark. But today's star, the no mint mark variety, stands out not only because of the missing mark, but also because of its pristine condition. Coins that fetch values near $50,000 are typically graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and receive grades like MS 67 or higher. MS stands for mint state, and the higher the number, the better the condition. Only a very few 1970 no mint mark Lincoln pennies have been discovered in such exceptional condition, which is why collectors are willing to pay such an enormous sum to own one. Scarcity, condition, and historical intrigue all contribute to the value. Imagine holding a coin that has been mistaken for ordinary pocket change, yet is actually a rare survivor worth more than a brand new luxury car. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know when a small detail, like a missing mint mark, could mean the difference between 1 cent and tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about its current market value. As of today, the highest known sale of a 1970 no mint mark Lincoln penny reached a jaw-dropping $47,896 at a major auction. This wasn't just any penny. It was authenticated and certified in mint state condition with stunning original luster and no signs of wear or damage. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen increased demand for these high-grade, rare coins, driving prices up as more collectors enter the market. Online marketplaces and auction platforms also show strong interest in the 1970 no mint mark penny, especially among buyers who recognize the historical importance of early proof error coins. If you think you might have one, it is absolutely critical to have it professionally evaluated. Just one small flaw or scratch can lower the value significantly, while a flawless piece could change your life. So, what should you look for if you want to find this treasure yourself? First, check the date. 1970 is what you want. Second, examine the coin under good lighting. Look for sharp details and signs of it being a proof-like strike, deep mirror surfaces, and strong design elements. Third, confirm that there is no mint mark under the date. If all these elements are present, it's time to take the coin to a professional grader. You should also be aware of counterfeits. With values this high, there are unfortunately many fakes in circulation. Make sure to only buy from trusted dealers and insist on certified examples. In conclusion, the 1970 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny is not just a piece of copper. It's a symbol of rarity, historical quirks, and collector obsession. From an everyday item you might overlook and change to a 5-figure payday, this coin proves that the world of numismatics is full of surprises. So check your jars. Dig into those coin rolls. You never know when your 1 cent could be worth nearly $50,000. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could be hiding in plain sight, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for that golden penny in your pocket change. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the incredible stories and hidden fortunes behind some of the rarest coins in America. In today's video, we're diving deep into the astonishing history and jaw-dropping value of the legendary 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1 cent coin from 1981 with no mint mark now holds a mind-blowing market value of up to $60,987. This is not a myth. This is real. So grab your coin jars, check your old piggy banks, and let's explore how this tiny copper coin could turn your life around. Let's begin with the basics. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which began in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This series replaced the iconic wheat penny and its design featured the bust of President Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Frank Sparrow, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time, designed the reverse with intricate detail that even included the tiny figure of Lincoln seated within the memorial itself. Now, here's where the story gets very interesting. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck in Denver carried the D Mint mark. Those minted in San Francisco for proof sets bore an S Mint mark. But the coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally had no mint mark at all, which is the key to the mystery behind the 1981 no mint mark penny. At first glance, this might seem completely normal, just another Philadelphia minted cent. But there's more to this story than meets the EYE. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was preparing for a monumental shift. This was the final full year that Lincoln cents were struck primarily on copper planchets. Starting in the middle of 1982, the mint transitioned to a zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. That means the 1981 Lincoln cent is one of the last full-year issues made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it additional historical significance and making it more sought after by collectors. But how does a common 1981 penny skyrocket in value to more than $60,000? The answer lies in a perfect storm of condition, rarity, and collector demand. Among the millions of coins minted in Philadelphia, only a handful have been discovered in pristine, uncirculated condition, flawless examples that show absolutely no signs of wear, discoloration, or scratches. These coins are graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. When a 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny receives a near perfect or perfect grade, its value can increase exponentially. 1 such coin graded MS68 red by PCGS stunned the numismatic world when it sold for an astonishing $60,987 at a major auction. This sale shattered expectations and put the 1981 penny on the map as one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. MS68 red is an elite grade, reserved for coins that are practically flawless in color, surface, and strike. The red designation refers to the original brilliant copper hue, which is extremely hard to preserve over time. Most pennies darken or tarnish, losing the vibrant red tone that collectors crave. That's why a certified red coin from 1981 in perfect condition is so unbelievably rare and valuable. Another reason for this high value is population scarcity. According to PCGS population reports, only a small number of 1981 no mint mark Lincoln cents have ever been graded at the MS68 red level, and even fewer have come to public auction. This extreme rarity drives up the demand among elite collectors who are constantly searching for the finest examples to complete their registry sets. In the world of coin collecting, the registry game is highly competitive, and collectors will pay top dollar for coins that can boost their set's ranking. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a potentially valuable 1981 no mint mark penny in your own collection. Start by checking the date. It must clearly read 1981. Then inspect the area just below the date for a mint mark. If there's no D or S and the coin is in outstanding condition with a bright red luster, you might have something special. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, clean fields with no marks or scratches, and a bold strike. If you believe your coin fits this description, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. It's a small investment that could result in a massive return if your coin scores a top grade. It's also worth noting that even lower-grade 1981 no mint mark pennies can fetch decent prices if they retain strong color and detail. Coins graded MS65 or MS66 red can still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on demand and the specific auction. So, what does the future hold for the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Experts believe that the value could continue to climb as high-grade examples become increasingly rare and collectors grow more competitive. With copper values rising and vintage coin collecting booming across the globe, This unassuming penny from over 4 decades ago may become even more coveted in the years to come. To sum it up, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is no ordinary coin. It's a fascinating piece of American history, a link to a time of transition in U.S. coinage, and a stunning example of how condition and rarity can elevate a humble penny into a five-figure treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, take a moment to check your change and look through your old penny rolls. Because the next coin worth $60,987 could be sitting in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare and valuable pennies, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a rare penny in your collection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back, treasure hunters, coin lovers, and money seekers. What if I told you that the penny you may have overlooked, a simple copper-colored coin minted in 1987 with a small D beneath the date, is now worth a jaw-dropping $59.6 million. You heard that right. This is not a hoax, not a fantasy, but a coin world revelation that has numismatists and collectors across the globe buzzing with excitement and disbelief. Today, we're diving into the mysterious history, hidden secrets, and unimaginable current market value of the legendary 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. Sit tight because this could change how you look at your spare change forever. Historical black and white photos of the Denver Mint and U.S. mint workers in 1987. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 1987. Ronald Reagan was president of the United States. The stock market was soaring, and America was dancing between optimism and uncertainty. In the bustling halls of the Denver Mint, billions of Lincoln cents were struck that year, each bearing the distinctive D mint mark to indicate their origin. Most of these coins were produced routinely and ended up in cash registers, candy machines, and coin jars across the nation. But within that massive sea of billions, a few coins stood out. One of them, the rarest of them all, would eventually be dubbed the king of the Lincoln pennies. That coin is the 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, with an error so subtle that it took decades to identify and so rare that today, its worth has skyrocketed to an unimaginable $59.6 million. Extreme close-up footage of the 1987 D penny error coin under microscope view may be wondering what makes this specific coin so special. To the naked eye, it may look like every other 1987 penny. But under close inspection, experts found microscopic doubling on Lincoln's profile, a misaligned die strike, and a highly unusual composition. Some claim it was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet leftover from decades past, rather than the standard copper-plated zinc composition used that year. Others believe it contains a metallurgical anomaly that was the result of an experimental minting process. Whatever the reason, this anomaly turned a 1-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar phenomenon. Footage of coin experts at a high-security auction. The buzz really began when a private collector quietly consigned the coin to an elite auction house. This wasn't just any collector. It was someone with deep roots in the numismatic world, someone who knew they had something extraordinary in their possession. The coin underwent extensive authentication by top experts, including professional grading services that issued it an unprecedented grade of MS, 70+ Ultra Gem with red designation, when the auction hammer finally dropped. The bidding war had driven the final price to $59.6 million. This staggering sale shattered records and instantly turned the 1987 D Lincoln penny into a legendary artifact of American currency. Interviews with stunned coin collectors and footage of news headlines reporting the sale. Since that historic sale, coin collectors from every corner of the globe have been frantically checking their 1987 pennies, digging through change jars, and searching old collections in hopes of discovering another of these hidden treasures. But so far, none have surfaced that match the flawless condition, unique anomalies, and jaw-dropping rarity of the one that shook the coin world. Slow pan across hundreds of 1987 pennies spread across a collector's table. So what does this mean for you? Could you be holding a penny worth millions without even knowing it? The answer is yes. Every 1987 penny you come across could be the next great discovery. If you notice unusual coloration, doubling, weight differences, or off-center strikes, get that coin professionally evaluated. You could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. Bold on-screen text. What to look for here is what you should look for. A bright luster that hasn't faded after decades clean. Crisp details in Lincoln's face, and the lettering A noticeable doubling of the letters I in God We Trust, or LIBRTY, an unusual weight that differs from standard copper-plated zinc pennies. Any visual anomalies, such as off-center strikes, or broad strikes. If your 1987 penny matches even a few of these criteria, it's time to contact a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. You never know. You might be the next owner of a coin worth more than most luxury mansions in America. A family celebrating as they hold up a graded 1987 penny in a display case. Imagine finding a penny that pays for your dream house, your children's college tuition, and your future, all rolled into one. That is the power of the 1987 Lincoln penny, a coin that proves small things can hold massive value. Epic music swells as camera zooms in on the penny once more, so keep your eyes open. Check your pockets, your old drawers, your grandparents' coin jars. The next time you see that small D beneath the date 1987, remember this story. The story of a coin that went from being forgotten to being worth more than gold, real estate, and even some small companies. $59.6 million for a penny? Believe it. And who knows, maybe you're next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we're just getting started. More shocking coin discoveries, million-dollar cents, and rare treasures await in our upcoming videos. Until next time, happy hunting.